years, at least 15 years, we are already developed some practical method we call the coherence meet. But it is also beginning because this is a very new instrument which didn't exist in the history. So development is very, very, very slow. But we do it step by step according to our ability. So what we can do today, we already developed some instrument. It's not all right, not so big as this whole, but a very small one I will show you tomorrow. So what we can measure is the degree of coherence. So not the color of aura, but how harmony the body is, scientifically and quantitatively. So, but many people all ask the same question. They ask what kind of disease you can make a diagnosis. I said, no, our instrument is not for diagnosis. They ask me what kind of disease you can treat by your instrument. I said, no, our instrument is not for therapy. Our instrument is only a monitor, as like a body temperature thermometer. So this is used for, very useful for medical doctor, in particular in acute cases. So, but the thermometer doesn't tell you what kind of disease. And the thermometer cannot help you with your disease, just a monitor. So in the same way, we also develop an instrument to see what kind of state you are. Then based on this state, you can make a decision, or doctor can make some choice for therapy strategy. Or you can choose Qigong, or you can choose sport, and also choose massage. You can see the effectiveness of these different methods. That's what we can do. Of course, we can see you at the present time, you are in balance or not in balance, in harmony or not in harmony. That's what we can say something. But we cannot say so more about what problem, I have organ problem or stomach problem. This is not our job. This is a convention for conventional school medicine.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. And I remember, I think it was one of Charlie's slides was of an orchestra. Did I see that? Yeah, I thought so. And it's like the difference between an orchestra playing without a conductor, and it's just a lot of, it's a cacophony of noise, and an orchestra that's playing with a conductor and making a very harmonious whole. And I guess that's what we can measure with Charlie's instrument and other instruments too. And maybe that's really what is lying behind all healing practice, including Qigong. I'd like to move on. Is there another question in the... Another answer? Okay, carry on, Hila.
Oh, yeah. I think maybe a few words. For the now some new equipment they're developing, like the Professor Zhang, as he mentioned, more monitor. Monitor, what means monitor? Monitor the health situation. But some people, their health situation through the monitor find out not really healthy, but in medical team, they may healthy. They take blood test, scan, cannot find anything wrong medically, but people have some symptoms that complains, but medically healthy. But in that time, when you use the monitor, find out actually they're not healthy. So find not healthy, but medically it's healthy. That's why if you ask your GP, because you are medically healthy, that's your GP say, do any treatment. Because your blood tastes everything normal, urine tastes fine, scan tastes fine, everything normal. What treatment you need to do? But you have symptoms, you have the compliance. But monitor find out, yes, something not right. Then you're looking for other therapies. I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner. You ask me, well, maybe you ask Chinese medicine treatment. Yes. Then I say, yeah, we find maybe something not right. Then we treating all principle. Then you ask Dr. Zhang's equipment to measure to say, this monitor find out after treatment, your unhealthy change or not change as a proof the treatment is better or not. Meanwhile, your symptoms improve or not. Also now, I find out some new equipment, not medically, but for example, for acupuncture. Some equipment measure the meridians. They find some meridian not right, some excessive, some weak, but no treatment yet. Also, normally, if they measure the meridians reading from the equipment, the reading not right, but medically maybe not any problem. They ask you treatment, you ask the acupuncturist or Chinese medicine practitioners, they don't know how to treat it. Because only measured cannot tell us anything else, but have to diagnose it through the principle to find out. That's why Chinese medicine has a very famous word to say, because 辨证求因, what it means, from your complaints, from your signs, to find out what the factor which caused your complaints, the symptoms and signs. Then 审因论治, then treat the complaint straight away to the factor which caused your symptoms and complaints. But this process cannot rely on the machine. Machine only gives you outcome from your healthy, but not tell you because you, for example, if your problem start, for example, you suffer from IBS, of course, when complaint will come in. Of course, IBS, many people have experience. In Chinese medicine point of view, many IBS maybe suffering from IBS sufferers are related to the emotional factor, or maybe related to some health diet. They may be different. So if people relate to the emotional factor, the treatment will be different. But if people relate to the not healthy diet, then the treatment also different. But the measures from the machine give you not right, but not tell you this condition comes from emotional stress or come from your unhealthy diet.
Okay, and there's a general point here, I think, which is that, of course, in Western medicine, symptoms always are alarming. They carry with them something sinister, something to be afraid of. That's our mindset, the way we look at pathology. So we tend not to listen to ourselves until we get a symptom that is really quite disturbing, and then we panic and rush off and think we're going to get cancer or have a heart attack or whatever it may be. And that's so different from the Eastern view, which is to take the body as expressing constantly subtle indications, subtle signposts, as it were, giving you a helpful indication that something is out of balance, and not to be treated with apprehension, but as a very helpful sign that something needs to be put right or paid attention to. It's a very different model. There's something here I also want to bring to the attention of Dr. Ren, because it came up earlier, and it's to do with this interplay of Eastern and Western medical approaches, in particular the issue of vaccination in relation to H1N1. And we have this very clear public health policy here that everybody needs vaccinating. And I raised that point with Dr. Ren, and in China there is a provision for vaccination, and yet we have this other picture that we're being shown today with an enormous emphasis on healthy immune system, vitality, clean living, exercise, positive mental outlook, and so on. So as she's a particular expert in this field and is, as it were, holding both reins, I wonder if we can ask her to say a little bit more about that. Is it a tension between the two? Can the two work together? Does one compromise the other? And so on.